What's up, everybody? BC here. Welcome back to another episode of Supreme Being. I know I've been a little bit all over the place with some of the things that we are rearranging. The interview series, we're a little backlog with some of the videos that I made. A lot of stuff that I'm doing on the online side, on the real estate side. So my businesses are pushing forward, and sometimes the free content takes a back seat. So I apologize for a slight dip in the consistency of the podcast. We'll get everything up and rolling here in the next couple of days. I still want to make sure I get one episode a week like this one, where it's just me open mic speaking. And today I wanted to come on and talk to you about storytelling, right? As always, you guys are welcome to check out my website, bryancassellacoaching.com. If you want to reach out to me, schedule a strategy call if you need some help, check out the courses, coaching, a ton of stuff that I offer. You want to talk to me about real brokerage? I have over 100 people in my network now. We have a Mike Ferry coach, Tom Ferry coach, offering a tremendous amount of value. Those of you interested in learning more about real, you can go to go.joinreal.com to the people in real estate, schedule a call with us and talk, see if our network makes sense for you. And yeah, let's get started. Storytelling, right? Storytelling. I'm going to pull up a post that I made. I think I shared this on YouTube on the community post. And I also, I believe, put this on my Facebook. Let me read it for you real quick. Here we go. The master storyteller can woo anyone, sell anything, and acquire whatever he or she wants. I'm a master storyteller. The question is, when and what are you going to do to acquire that skill set? Storytelling. When you're a master storyteller, you can literally talk about nothing and make it interesting. You can grip people with your words. You can capture the imagination and attention of anybody that you want. You're highly sought after in social situations because being around you inspires certain feelings. You can carry a conversation. There's never a dull moment with you. It literally gives you the key to everything. Now, you guys, if you've been following me for more than 6 months or a year, you know that I say the key is communication and imagination. Communication and imagination. It's all about communication, man. And many of you who follow me fall into the entrepreneur, real estate, salesperson category. It would behoove you to become a master communicator. Obviously, I teach it at a very high level on my coaching and stuff like that. But irregardless of that, you need to make the decision to make that a priority and say, okay, like, I'm dedicating myself to this thing. I'm going to take the time and the effort, invest in myself, and really do whatever it takes to become a top notch communicator, period. End of story. That's what you need to do. And you need to make that commitment. So with that said, what are some things that I can talk about in regards to storytelling, right? Well, the first thing is this. You need to be able to, as a storyteller, understand that before we even get into the details of it, as a communicator, your delivery becomes essential when we're talking about storytelling, right? Your delivery is everything. You could have the perfect script, the perfect story, the perfect elements, the perfect characters, but if your delivery is off, it doesn't hit. Look at comedians, right? They can take the most everyday, mundane thing that maybe we go through and we don't like, but they deliver it a certain way, they highlight a certain piece of it, and boom, it's funny to us and we laugh, right? And they deliver it and give it to you in a way where you're like, oh man, that was funny, right? Their delivery is like superb. So top-notch comedians, take a look at their delivery to understand a little bit better. Same thing with actors. Their delivery on point. We know they're following a script. We don't know in the moment, and we're not thinking about it because their delivery is so magnificent. But at the end of the day, we know it's a script, and they practiced it a lot. So those are some things to keep in mind. So the delivery. Now, what are some of the elements of the delivery? Well, if I'm telling a story to people, right, like in an everyday situation, work situation, networking event, team meeting, whatever it is, right? I'm going to involve the people and myself in the story, because part of this delivery aspect and utilizing your environment and the people is capturing people's imagination, like I said earlier. Now, when you envision, embody, and relive or live the story while you're telling it, it makes the delivery a little bit more automatic. So I might be rearranging people when I'm telling the story. I might be touching people and pointing and making gestures and moves. Oh, we did this and we moved over here. And then I had to grab that person that were standing right here and they made this move. And like, right, you get really involved with it. And that's a big key, because now when I'm delivering it to the audience, the people, the group, whatever you want to call it, they need to be able to sense and feel and relive that moment with you while you're delivering it, right? So as you're going through it, you have to connect to the emotion of that moment and what that feels like. And if it was a sad, angry, depressed, happy, excited, anticipation, whatever it is, you need to be able to like embody that in that moment as you're saying it and as you're delivering it, in order to project that emotion onto people, right? That's what it is. You stir up that energy, you create the emotion, right? Energy and emotion, and then you transfer it to the person that you're talking to. Right now, there's so many elements we can talk about, but that's really a big one. Can you get involved and into your story and then incorporate the environment and the people in it to include them? If that means moving people, touching them, right? If I'm speaking on stage, I might walk down through the audience and make moves and show them things and acknowledge them, right? Like I want to get moving and get going, man, because that's literally what creates that umph that you want in your delivery when it comes to the ability to tell a story, right? Another element we could talk about briefly is the flow, right? A lot of times people struggle with the flow of a story because they harp on parts of it that aren't as important or key, and then they skip over the parts that are the most key. So again, if you're in the beginning mode where you're still building your ability to tell a story, right? Come in with a premeditated story, have that story kind of written out in your mind or written out on paper, and say, okay, what are the key elements of the story? Like if I want to tell the story to inspire somebody, what are some of the key moments or key elements of this particular story that are the most impactful or most inspiring to somebody? And which details can I maybe skip over or only talk about a little bit? And which elements or points in the story do I really need to pause or make deep eye contact with somebody, or really slow down when I deliver this particular point, or pause to let them process that particular moment because I know it's going to hit them in the gut or in the heart, right? Then you start kind of going over some of the details on it and saying, this is the these are the 2 or 3 or 4 pivotal points in the story that I know are going to hit them emotionally. And then you project whatever emotion you want to project. So in this case, if I'm telling a story to move people in regards to getting them excited to do something, or inspiration, I'm going to hit on particular moments that people can relate to, or moments where people are down, right? And where it hits people to where they can directly relate and say, I remember that, or I'm going through that right now, right? And that requires some preparation. You have to kind of know your story. You might recite it to yourself a couple times prior to this event or this moment where you're going to speak, and then it allows you to know, okay, I'm not going to talk much about this. Oh, this point I really got to double down on and really speak a lot on, or slow down and emphasize this moment, because this is really like the climax of the story. And if people get involved in this moment and really see it and can really feel it and relive it, I know it's going to inject in them the emotion and the feeling and get them the result that I want to give them, which is injecting them with some inspiration, right? So those are a couple things. But more than anything, right, as we continue, is, man, you need to relish in the delivery as a storyteller, right? Like, I enjoy that aspect of it. I love delivering it like a fucking champion, and I get off on that shit, man. It is a presentation for me. It is a show, right? The world is my stage. This is the theater of life, and I'm having fun with it because I know that I can turn somebody's frown upside down. I can make somebody's day. I can inspire somebody. I can move somebody. I can get them to get out of their state just by being a good storyteller. To me, that makes you a fucking magician in modern day times. I can change people's emotions. I can change their future. I can give them a glimpse and a little glimmer of hope. I can make them believe in themselves. Why? Because I can tell a good fucking story. I can convince people of things that otherwise other people can't convince them, because I can tell a very, 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 very good story, right? You see, this is the key, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just giving you a little crumbs, a little taste of the ability. And we've touched on this a little bit before, but you need to see the power in it, right? The highest level I tell people of like handling objections when you're selling is you tell the story and you involve them in it. So I'm simultaneously, covertly, indirectly handling the objections to the story that I'm telling, and they make the connection and they see themselves in these examples and in the story, right? That's the smooth operator way that's the ninja way of doing it. Can I handle objections traditionally? Yeah, like a master, for sure, because I've been doing it for a decade now. But again, there's levels to this game. And when I can really sell through storytelling, which is something that I do continuously, man, it literally makes it almost impossible for people to tell you no. All right, so I wanted to get on here and emphasize this stuff. Reach out to me. Come join us. We can help you become a master storyteller if you're really dedicated, right? But even on your own time, take some time to practice with the people on you. Go to a networking event. Work with your team. Work with your friends. Work with your colleagues and say, this is something I want to work on. Go to Toastmasters. Do some of the basic stuff first, at least, to make sure that you're working on this, because this is the key. This makes you feel better. This will help you develop yourself more. This will give you more confidence. This will make you glow. This will bring more opportunities to you. It's really the ticket, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So I'll see you guys on the next episode. All right?